everyone. This is Anil Khwaja, Registered Migration Agent and co-founder Think High Consultants. आप सबको बहुत वेलकम। आज हम बात करेंगे कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स के बारे में, स्पेशली ऑस्ट्रेलियन बॉर्डर की जो न्यूज़ आई हैं ओपनिंग के बारे में कि इधर दे आर ओपनिंग और नॉट। सो लास्ट कपल ऑफ डेज जो थे वो क्वाइट हेक्टिक गए हैं। काफ़ी लोगों ने बहुत टिकट्स वगैरह अपनी करवा ली, ट्रैवल प्लान कर लिया, एंड अल्टीमेटली जब ये न्यूज़ आया कि न्यू वेरिएंट जो कोविड का है वो आउटब्रेक हुआ है, तो then Australian government has just stopped the border and they just completely have closure the Australian borders for temporary visa holders. So यहाँ पे एक जो important चीज़ है वो आपको differentiate करनी है कि जो eligible visas की जो list आई थी, that eligible visa holders जो हैं वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं आ सकते and they need to wait for until 15th of December कि जब तक ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट फर्दर अनाउंसमेंट नहीं करती है। वेरस जो ऑस्ट्रेलियन परमानेंट रेसिडेंट्स या सिटीजन के पेरेंट्स हैं या डी फैक्टो पार्टनर वीज़ास पे हैं, दे कैन डेफिनेटली अप्लाई फॉर ट्रैवल एग्जाम्पशन। उनके लिए वो ट्रैवल एग्जाम्पशन क्वाइट ईज कर दिया गया है, काफ़ी लोगों को मिल रही है। रिसेंटली वी हैव गॉट हीप्स लाइक somewhere 100 to 120 exemptions we have got it in last couple of days, for especially for the parents and their de facto partners who are in Australia और overseas जिनको बुलाना है अपने loved ones को, तो वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। Whereas जो temporary visa holders हैं like 485 student visa, then you have 408, 476, they need to wait. They specifically need to wait until 15th of December. वी आर प्रीटी होपफुल कि उससे पहले अनाउंसमेंट आ जाए, लेकिन 15 दिसंबर अगर गवर्नमेंट ने किया है तो यू नो दे ऑलवेज sometime be on time, or there are sometimes they do get delayed, but we just need to wait and watch. तो every day कोई नई न्यूज़ आती है तो हमें उसको वेट करना है, and we definitely gonna let you know। हम एक स्पॉन्टेनियस लाइव भी करेंगे जैसे ही ये न्यूज़ आती है। सो कीप वॉचिंग थिंक हाई कंसल्टेंट्स। आप स्पेसिफिकली हमारे फेसबुक पेज या यूट्यूब को लाइक और शेयर कर सकते हैं, सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं, ताकि मैक्सिमम लोगों को जो अपडेटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो मिल सकें। एंड वी वांटेड यू टू बी वेल अवेयर रादर देन कि बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हो जाए। ट्रैवल जैसे ही ओपन हुआ, वी टोल्ड आवर क्लाइंट्स, हमने अपने स्टाफ को भी कहा कि वो जितने भी क्लाइंट्स हैं उनको इन्फॉर्म करें। पर जैसे ही बॉर्डर क्लोजर की फिर से न्यूज़ आई, वी इमीडिएटली कॉल ईच एंड एवरी क्लाइंट। इवन माई सेल्फ हैज सेंड पर्सनल वॉइस मैसेजेस टू लॉट्स ऑफ माई क्लाइंट्स कि वो टिकट बुक ना कराएं, एंड ग्लैडली दें वो बड़े नुकसान से बच गए, वरना काफ़ी लोगों की टिकट जो है वो लैप्स भी हो गई हैं। सो बॉर्डर से रिलेटेड तो अभी फिलहाल हमारे पास यही है, पर होपफुली इन नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ डेज विल गिव यू मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑन दिस वन। नाउ लेट्स टॉक टू द अदर मेजर जो इन्होंने अनाउंसमेंट किया था फॉर टेम्परेरी वीज़ा होल्डर्स एक्सटेंशन। टेम्परेरी वीज़ा होल्डर एक्सटेंशन जो है, काफ़ी लोगों ने रूमर्स फैलाए कि बस अब वो आ गया है, यू जस्ट नीड टू अप्लाई स्ट्रेट अवे। इस तरह से नहीं है, यू नीड टू वेट अंटिल जुलाई 2022। जुलाई 2022 से पहले दे आर नॉट पुटिंग एनीथिंग ऑनलाइन, एंड ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन नहीं आ रही है। सो यू नीड टू वेट फॉर दैट टाइम। एज सून एज ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन आएगा देन ओनली यू कैन अप्लाई। बट दोज हु फॉल्स अंडर दिस क्राइटेरिया, जिनका वीज़ा TR एक्सपायर हो गया है या जो डिसएडवांटेज थे, वो सब इसको अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। नाउ द मोर पॉलिसी कम्स इन कि कितना आपको रिक्वायरमेंट्स अगर कोई मीट करनी है आइल्स की, या कोई सर्टेन रिक्वायरमेंट्स है कि आप इस वीज़ा पे ही होने चाहिए थे, उसके बाद वो हमें देखना है। पर डेफिनेटली रिप्लेसमेंट वीज़ा जो है दैट इज़ कमिंग somewhere in July, so they would be most probably be announcing somewhere in April or June the final जो legislation होगा, और उसके बाद फर्दर जो भी डिटेल्स होंगी, निटी-ग्रिटी होगी, उस पर हम इंशाल्लाह बात करेंगे। विल टेक अ स्मॉल ब्रेक, उसके बाद हम क्वेश्चंस लेंगे, और क्वेश्चंस के बाद हम जो है अपने APHRA रजिस्ट्रेशन पे बात करेंगे, स्पेशली फॉर नर्सेज जो किसी भी तरीके से, मैं पाकिस्तान की स्पेशली बात करता हूँ कि हमारे पाकिस्तान में ऑफिस है, लेकिन दुनिया की किसी भी कोने से, इफ दे वांटेड टू कम टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड दे आर रजिस्टर्ड नर्सेज बैक होम इन देयर कंट्री ऑफ रेसिडेंस, उनका क्या प्रोसीजर है उस पर हम बात करेंगे। विल बी राइट बैक आफ्टर द शॉर्ट ब्रेक। Think High Consultants. We are registered education and migration consultants, offer following services: student visas, admissions, change of course of provider, skilled migration visas, temporary activity visas, employer-sponsored visas, partner visas, parent visas, health cover for all types of visas, visitor tourist visas, business visas, NATI CCL preparation classes, professional year programs, IELTS and PT classes, coaching programs for new education and migration agents, and many more.
Contact Think Higher Consultants provide personalized and on-spot services leads to permanent visa pathways and Australian citizenship. Facebook/Think Higher Consultants. Twitter/Think Higher House. Instagram/Think Higher Consultants.
Alright, welcome back guys. तो हम बात कर रहे थे बॉर्डर्स की एग्जैक्टली क्या सिचुएशन है और ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट किस तरह से बॉर्डर्स ओपनिंग को देख रही है. तो एज सेड विल कीप एन आई ऑन दी अपडेट्स, जैसे ही आती हैं हम इंशाल्लाह आपको देते हैं. अब हम क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाहता हूं कि लोग जो हमें ज्वाइन किए हैं वो डिसएडवांटेज करें. हम एंड ऑफ द लाइव स्ट्रीम कोई क्वेश्चन लें. So let's take the question one by one, and inshallah we'll take it from there. So first question, I believe it's from. All right. So Muhammad Ahmed कह रहे हैं, can you please tell, is this a safe to travel on 12 December to 2nd Jan? Yes, it is urgent. Mohammed Ahmed, if you can just put more details कि आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर हैं या आप ओवरसीज हैं, ट्रेवल की बात कर रहे हैं. जैसा हमने पहले डिस्कस किया, 15 दिसंबर से पहले अगर आप ऑफशोर हैं तो यू कैन नॉट ट्रेवल इफ यू आर ऑन एलिजिबल वीजा लिस्ट, जो कि लास्ट वीक जो अनाउंस हुई थी. सो यू नीड टू वेट फॉर दैट वन. सो बाकी आप फर्दर डिटेल में लिखें तो मैं आपको उसका आंसर प्रॉपर्ली दे पाऊंगा. सो विल गो विद द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Alrighty. So then we have Adnanul Haq. What do you think is the right time? Yes, parent visas apply करने के right time है. Lots of parents are getting their visas approved. जिनके hold पे भी थे उन्हें भी visa आ रहा है. And then if you're already a permanent resident, then exemption भी quite easily मिल रहा है. So I think it's the right time. Lots of people are getting visas, and immigration is not very fuss about meeting such, and hardcore उन्होंने stance लिया हुआ था बीच में जिसके अंदर visas नहीं दे रहे थे. तो now they're getting the visas. Yeah. So I think it's the right time. All right. So all जो लोग Feb 2020 से onwards जिनके पास TR visa थे और unfortunately वो offshore थे या onshore थे और उनका visa जो है वो finish हो गया है, they will technically get an extension or replacement of visa. Especially replacement of visa उनके लिए था जो कि offshore थे. तो offshore के लिए replacement visas उन्होंने रखा है और onshore के लिए वो 1 साल का further extension देंगे, but that all will happen in July 2022. So all the people who are on a TR, they can get an extension. Even though if you have a TR right now, it's expiring soon, you can apply for a replacement visa, but you have to wait until July. So उससे पहले you have to work out some other visa options you have. Yep, let's take another question. I'm getting lots of questions on my phone as well, so I'll just read through a few of them before. All right, so let's take Maninder first, and then we'll go with my phone questions. What are my chances getting an invite with 75 plus 15 points in stream 3? My occupation is motor mechanic. Maninder Jeet, Jan definitely would be an ideal scenario for you. I'm pretty hopeful. Kuch din pehle hi we got some news ke 85 points, including state motor mechanic has got an invite. That was for the October, the round. Hopefully your pre-approval के बाद उनको invite आ गया होगा, तो you have a good chance. So I believe you should just wait and watch. Jan में first Jan को immediately ROI डालें and then wait, and I'm pretty hopeful you'll get an invite. So working in nominated occupation field is not necessary for stream 3. Yes. So we'll get Sandy Aurora asking, sir, how are you? My scores are pre-listening 65, writing 66, speaking 67, reading 65, and overall 64s. Unfortunately, Sandy, it should be 65 overall. you need to speak to your PT center that why they have made such a glitch. It seems like a glitch. It won't consider it 7 each. So you need to speak to your PT center about this one, because overall you need 65 as well. It's not just 65 each. You have to have overall 65 along with 65 each. All right. Anam Naseem is asking, I'm graduated from Australia as an international student. I also hold APHRA registration as well. I'm back in my home country, Pakistan. Anam, you should look into, if you have ample experience like 8 years, so you can apply for South Australia. They have opened up for lots of occupations. Whereas you can also look for Tasmania state sponsorship. They recently opened for offshore applicants, but again, they have certain requirements to meet specifically for specific occupation. So you just need to go to TESOL, search TESOL, look for the option, see if registered nurse is there. You just need to check whether they have any prerequisite, like any experience or not. If not, then you can apply for Tasmania state sponsorship now as well. All right, so team, can you just put the next question? Yeah, thank you. In Adelaide, good option for IT graduate who is under, I think yes, Adelaide is a good option, because they have a very massive list of occupations, and if you're able to study there for a year and then work for in nominated occupation for 3 more months, then you would able to apply for 491, and there are lots of chances if you work there for 6 months or 12 months. There are a few IT occupations where you can grab 190 as well. Whereas there is a waiver as well. We always talk about the waiver. So if you work and live in regional Adelaide or outer regional Adelaide, that or South Australia, you would be able to apply for 491 without even working in a nominated occupation. You can study in Adelaide. You can go 1 day or 2 day to study, but you have to live and work in regional outer South Australia or Adelaide. Yeah. So next one is update for engineering. Civil engineering, any specific subclass you're talking about, Ali Mohammed? I'm more happy to answer you, but the question is quite vague. If you're talking about civil engineering, great options available. Victoria is now considering lots of civil engineering, especially if they have in the north and south. They have Hello. Sorry for the technical glitch. So what I was saying that lots of Victoria ROIs is being picked up, especially those who have a civil engineering background, and we have got the advanced manufacturing invitation for them in an advanced manufacturing target sector. All right. So next, please. All right. So Hadi is asking, hi Anil, how about for pharmacists? Thanks. Hadi, pharmacist is a good option. As I told last time, I think your husband was here, your partner was here, and we spoken about that we can definitely apply towards the medical research or health sector for Victorian ROI. Since you already have got the caps, you have got good English scores, it's time to apply for ROI. So you should just take my appointment as early as possible or set up a time with the receptionist, and let's get your thing rolling. Yeah. Teja Diwani, sorry for spelling you wrong. So Teja is asking to apply for 7 training. Do I need 1 year? Teja, you require a training plan. You don't need a 1 year full experience. Recent graduates can also apply for 407 training visa. Work experience is not required. You require a 1 year training plan that needs to be submitted to you by your employer to the Department of Home Affairs during your application process. Electrical engineering, even better, Ali Raza. We have got, as I told you, civil engineer. Before that, we have done several electrical engineer with advanced manufacturing, and even circular economy as well. And they all have got invited for 190. So, Victoria is very much onto the STEM studies. And if you have relevant job, it's all about writing a correct ROI. So if you have got the right ROI with the right keywords, then definitely you can grab 190 as well, keeping the fact that you must need to have at least 85 points by yourself. Travel exemptions, and you need to apply for travel exemptions. There is no travel restriction exemption needs to be applied even though if you're a nurse. But since the nurses are in the priority skill occupation list, you get easily the travel exemption. So just apply, put your offer letter along with whatever the work you were doing in Australia, and just put a good note that you've been a nurse and you've been working in Australia prior. They will give you a travel exemption. But you are not exempted. You have to apply and get it. Yeah. For 407, Ali, we normally apply through EMI account. You need to have an employer who can give you a training plan. You must need to study with the same, occupation or same target sector where you're applying for 407. For instance, if you're an accountant, then you must have a training plan as an accountant if you have studied, and then you apply. There is a process for nomination and application. So it's an hefty process. You need to start from now onwards if it's very early or you're very close to your visa expiry. So it needs to be done, now. Yeah. So you can contact our office for more information of 407. Anything, Twinkle, for accountants, Victoria, you need to work in a target sector as accountant to able to have an invitation, whereas lots of accountants getting New South Wales invitation and Western Australia invitation. So Western Australia, you need a job offer or contract for 12 months. You must be living in Western Australia. Same goes with New South Wales. You must need to live in New South Wales regional area, work and live there for 3-4 months, and then apply for stream 3. There are lots of people getting, and I'll give you another $100,000 tip. Get your skill assessment in as a finance manager, and then apply for stream 3 in Jan, ROI New South Wales. I'm pretty sure that you will be invited, but again, you need to at least have 70 to 80 points yourself. 15 points the state will give you. All right, Mohammed Malik saying, this is Zen Malik, your client. Jen, yep, I know Zen. Thank you so much for messaging. I'm waiting for my offer letter. Okay. See, Zen, your case, I know. Obviously, you've been waiting, but again, your case is a bit on, a different side. We need to speak personally about this one. We're trying level best to get a, full offer letter for you. But let's see if, the current, because Holmes is reluctant to give offshore, offer letters in COE. But now, since we recently have contacted Holmes for this one, we hopefully to crack something by next week. But yeah, the Mahak will be the right person to coordinate with you. But keep with us, inshallah. We will be hopefully getting you through. Your friends are getting visas as well, I know. So you've been impatient as well. But then again, we'll work out closely with your case. Yeah, thank you so much for messaging. Yeah. Is there any chance to get 189 annotations with 70 points? And it's very, very unlikely that you'll get an invitation 189 points. 70 is far, far lesser, but they are also not inviting 189s. So few of the cases have got invited, but they are especially in the medical research and all those occupations. But you need to work out more, at least get 80, 85 points. But I also need to know if you're a nurse, then 80, 85 points and wait for a few more months. 189 is not on at the moment. All right, so we'll take another question and then we'll move to APHRA registration process. And then afterwards, if you guys have any questions, I'll take that questions as well. Hey, my Mohammed Ahmed asking, hey, I think my last question got missed. My question is, if I travel to Pakistan on 12th of December and plan to come back TR my tia living in Sydney. Ahmed, can't say anything. Borders closures are, you know how that works out. Last 2 days back, they announced and they took it back. So you since have the 485 visa, shouldn't be any issues. You can come back if the borders are open. But again, if they extend this closure to another 2 3 months and your visa expiring in Jan or Feb, then I don't think so. That would be a right time to move. Then you should wait until formally the borders are open, not the right time to travel. But again, if you're stuck there, then you have to apply for a replacement visa and come back. That would be the only option you have it. All right, let's take a break. Then we'll go with the APRA registration. And meanwhile, in between, then I'll take few questions as well, so you guys don't need to wait more. Thank you.
Think Higher Consultants offer the best PTE online training. Think Higher is the only PTE online training institute in Pakistan. We are #1 PTE online training institute, 5-star ratings and positive reviews, Australian-based qualified PTE and NADI teachers. Our students are achieving 80 and 86 score in PTE.
Contact Think Higher at pteclasses@thinkhigher.com.au.
Alrighty. So thank you so much, guys, for waiting. I'll take few more questions. So let's take Pavit and Twinkle one, and then we'll go further for the APRA registration. Sorry, guys, who are waiting for the APRA registration information. I'll shortly wrap up these questions, and then I'll come back to the original topic. If you remember, I just moved to Loxton, South Australia regional area. That's good, Pavit. You recommend working in priority sector only, or I can work anywhere? You can work anywhere if you wanted to go with the 491 12 months waiver. Doesn't matter which occupation or which work you're doing in. 491 would be, quite easy for South Australia if you're living in outer regional South Australia and work in any occupation. Make sure you work 20 hours per week. Twinkle, for Tasmania, it's gonna be tough if you're in Tasmania because they are only inviting people who are in Western Australia. So if you're not in Western Australia, it's gonna be very tough for you to get an invite. I wish you could, but chances are very slim. Either you move to Western Australia, leave Tasmania, or you look for some other options in Tasmania because chances are slim. All right, so now let's get back to the APRA registration thing. So APRA, we'll go to APRA is a body who does registration for lots of occupations. Today, we will be specifically talking about the nursing because lots of nurses who wanted to, apply for immigration, especially from overseas. So this is the recommended pathway to have registration with the if you're qualified or registered nurse back home and you wanted to move to Australia to work. So first, obviously, to assess your eligibility criteria, you need to complete a self check. So it's a form called self check. You need to submit that one. After a few days or on spot, sometimes the APRA will give you options that where you exactly stand. There's a stream A where you just need to go straight away apply for the registration form, meeting the English requirements and the work requirements, and straight away they process your application, and then they invite you to come down to Australia to have a face ID, and then they give you registration. The second stream, the B, is when you complete the self check. They generally check that whether if you're falling short, they'll ask you to do an OBA test. That's called an outcome based assessment. It's an online test. Lots of providers give tuition, and then but Nexus, the one who does the Pearson, who arranges the Pearson, they are the one who takes the OBA test. The test needs to be done online, and once you pass, then you need to go with the formal application to the APRA along with all your registration. Now they have put an online application. It used to be a paper based, so now you can put an online application, wait for APRA to get back to you if they require any information. You must need to have your international police clearance along with the registration certification from your local nursing council. So that needs to be done during the process. So it's a bit of rigorous process. You should hire a registered migration agent for this one. But if you feel like that you can do it, then you can do it on my own as well. There's no requirement as such to be have a migration agent for this process. So this is how it works. Now the second ones are the graduate nurses. So if you are graduate nurses in Australia, it's pretty easy. Just put an online application, put yourself as a graduate nurse, meet the English requirement, and straight away you'll get a registration. Whereas for those who are onshore and they have got international studies, but they wanted to get a registration here, then you have two more choices. Either you study or you just need to go with the complete self check and then straight away the same format. So this is how the APHRA registration works out. Now let's take one or two questions, which and then if you have any questions regarding APHRA and all, do let us know. I'm more than happy to answer that one. Otherwise, we'll wrap up this session for today. Can I get an appointment regarding 407? My diploma automotive is finished coming Jan. I've been working 8 months mechanic on the wanted. Okay. Yes, Teja, we can definitely have an appointment. My team will ask you for your contact details, and one of our rep will, get your appointments to the migration, but to myself or to any migration agent who can assist you with 407, and we'll take it from there. We have another question from Nasra Alvi. My son already applied a APHRA petroleum engineer with all documents. Then after waiting for 12 more months, again asked medical examination certificate. All right, Nasra, have you applied for a visa or you applied for the admission? So we're not sure about this one, and which college is that or university is that. If you can, elaborate a bit, then I'll more than happy to answer you right now. One last question, if you can answer, please. I'm getting job in agriculture sector. Can I work full time as it? All right. So if it's in a priority sector, the priority sector doesn't mean that you can work full time. But yes, if you are in a critical sector, so there are two different sectors. Priority sector is the PMSO list. There's a critical sector where you can work full time. So there are lots of waivers department has given as of now. I believe agriculture is one of them, along with the hospitality. So yes, you can work. There is another one, I think, early childhood. So these 3-4 are in the critical sector. So yes, you can work full time. Yeah, shouldn't be any issues. Alrighty. So thank you so much, guys. If you have any further questions, you can shoot us an email. If I haven't even replied if I've missed your comments or question, you can shoot a message right now. We'll take a short break. If during the break we get any questions, I'll pop up. If not, then we'll wrap up our session right now. Thank you so much once again joining us. All the best to you guys. And if you have any personal talk or private consultation you wanted to take, then call us at 0435 600 610. We're more than happy to assist you. One last thing, we also do PT coaching. We have a PT practice portal. It's one of the state-of-art PT portal. So you should look into this one, start practicing there, and I'm pretty sure you'll get good scores. All the best, and thank you so much, guys. We'll speak next week. Cheers.